to get a camera soon because my phone just be overheating. Hey, hi, what's up? It's Data here. Welcome if you're new. Hi. And if you're not, hey girl. Hey girl. Hey girl. Today's video, we're going to be talking about the price of confession. I don't remember when it was released, but I know I watched it at the start of this year. There's a plane. Hold on, the plane's gonna be gone soon. There we go. Today we're going to be talking about The Price of Confession starring Kim Go-eun and Do-yeon. I hope I got her name right. It's a psychological thriller and we're going to be just going through, skimming over it because quite honestly, I do not like spoiling psychological thriller because it takes the thrill out of the psychological. You know, if you don't like specifics or spoilers, please stop the show now. Go and watch it, come back. I'm gonna be here, we're gonna talk about it. So that it's not my fault that it doesn't really psychological thriller you the way it's supposed to psychological thriller, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. Okay. So if you're thinking of watching Price of Confession because of Kim Go-eun, I suggest you have a bit of patience in you in the first episode, because girl, unlike the Kim Go-eun movies that you are aware of, she's the main character, she's the protagonist. Obviously you see her relatively early in the show. My goodness, Price of Confession starts like it's a totally different movie. You don't see Kim Go-eun for a minute. The movie is centered around an artist who loses her artist boyfriend. She walks into the studio and he's in a pool of blood, his blood, bleeding to the okay, nigga dying. He's dying, okay? So she calls the police. The police get there. They clean up the scene. It's raining, it's storming. One prosecutor who says, oh, I've been a cop before. She killed her husband. I thought the whole point of being a detective was to avoid being tunnel, what do you call that thing? Tunnel vision. My guy entered the tunnel himself, decided not to leave, sat squat in the middle of the tunnel. And just like, that was his narrative. Why? Because she wasn't grieving like a typical grieving wife, widow would grieve. Babes was smoking. She was still going to school because she's an art teacher. She wasn't really crying during any of the interrogations that he had with her, interviews that he had with her. And obviously, that is the sign of a murderer, a murderous wife. What are the reasons that she actually killed the man? What's your prerogative, sir? Anyway, so they arrest her at some point in the show. She's confused. I called the cops, me, so you guys can help me. And now I'm the one who killed my husband. The truth is never juicy, right? The lies are the juicy ones. So do you know there's even a point in the show where you kind of get the idea, or they kind of insinuate that he was having an affair on his wife and with having an affair outside his marriage. I was about to say having an affair on his wife. Having an affair outside the marriage. They kind of hint at that. But she's being dragged off to prison. She's screaming, I didn't kill my husband. You gotta believe me, bitch. I shouldn't say bitch. But that's when you get introduced to Kim Go-eun, who goes by Mo-eun in this drama. Oh yeah, do you know, I actually just remembered what the basis of her conviction was. They brought up, a video was leaked. No, the prosecutor leaked a video where it seemed like she'd always had murderous intent. She was sewing, right? And she was holding like a sharp object. And I think her husband was talking to her and she kind of like was not having it. And he was trying to come on to her. And she's like, bitch, if you don't get the fuck. 일상적으로 느꼈던 이 남편에 대한 분노, 본심을. And the video was released and everybody's like, oh my gosh, she's a fucking murderer. How? Just dropped the narrative and people ran with it. Anyway. Oh, sorry. I was going to tell you the artist's name. I think I might have. I know. I'm not going to self-diagnose. My thoughts are everywhere. As she's been dragged off, I've said this line like 4 times. I'm so sorry. She's being dragged off to prison. And this is the first time you see Kim Go-eun, who goes by Mo-eun in the drama. Love that because it's very easy to remember Kim Go-eun. Her character is so different. A lot of people watch this drama because Kim Go-eun's character in this drama is nothing like we've seen in other dramas, because in other dramas she's the protagonist, she's the good guy, she's the good girl, she's the girl that is being approached by the fucking goblin, right? Minus Exuma. Exuma is not a drama, so I'm not going to classify it as. And in Exuma, she's not the bad guy, she's not a villain. But in this one, she's a psychopath. The first time we see Mo-eun, she's sitting in the house next to a dead woman. There's a dead man on the ground. So she came into this family, murdered the man and his wife through poison, watched them die, struggle, writhe in pain. She's telling the cats not to eat the vomit of, I think, the man or the woman because they convulsed to death. Yoon-soo comes on screen screaming, I didn't kill him, y'all fucking believe me, bitch. And Yoon-soo is like, I'm sorry. And Mo-eun takes off her wig to reveal a very sexy, beautiful, short haircut. Yeah, that's the first time you see Mo-eun. So essentially she calls the cops on herself, gets arrested, is obviously convicted because a psychopath murders a family of two. She strategically does all these things so she can land in the same cell or prison as Yoon-soo so she could execute her plan. What is her plan? To take the fall for Yoon-soo's husband's murder. Yoon-soo gets out of prison and Yoon-soo finishes her plan, Mo-eun's plan, which is to murder the son of the couple she just murdered. What the huh? I'm not gonna tell you why that was her plan. Everything she does, you would find out why. When you find out why, you're gonna feel very justified on her behalf. Now, I don't condone violence or murder, but you're gonna feel justified on her behalf. By the way, the prosecutor is still dead ass that this woman killed her husband. So when Mo-eun confesses to killing the husband, everyone is confused. Okay, but you didn't have motive. The baby's like, do you really need to have motive to kill someone? That the place was open in the night, she entered, she killed the guy, just the thing that she did, right? I mean, this story is juicy. So the one of the babe killing her husband kind of goes away. She gets out of prison and now she has to keep her promise because Mo-eun gave her a timeline. If you don't do this by so time, babe, I'm gonna retract my confession and you're gonna be back in here. Do you want that? You have a whole child. Don't do something silly, bitch. So she's out there. Obviously, she's trying to keep her child safe. There's a stigma of having like gone to prison and being a wife who killed her husband, yada 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 yada. Yoon-soo, oh, my mom's back. She's gonna enter this room very soon. I don't want to go too deep in it because one, I really don't like spoiling psychological thrillers because then it's no longer a psychological thriller. You know, you need patience to watch Price of Confession because by the time you get to the end and realize who actually killed the husband, you're gonna be confused. You're gonna be fucking confused because it's nobody that you think it is. When I saw the killer, I said, who the fuck is this? What the fuck is your deal? But then they explain it and it kind of makes sense. But overall, that is not a feeling of what the fuck is this? It's a feeling of what the fuck is this? I'm hoping you watch it so you can understand. So I'm going to stop here and I'm going to tell you to go watch the rest and then come back and tell me what you think. Right? One thing I'll let you know, Kim Go-eun eats. If you think, oh, this drama, some, Kim Go-eun eats. It's not a romance, okay? It's not a slice of life. This isn't Yumi's Cell. This isn't Goblin, right? It's serious business. But she's such a good actress. You don't think for a moment that she's lacking at all. So please go watch it. I think that's all I'm going to say for Price of Confession. Overall, the show, the cinematography, the pacing, the storyline, the everything about this. I swear I'm going to give Price of Confession a solid 9.2, 9.3 out of 10. Maybe because I'm biased to psychological thrillers. Yeah. Yeah. Anyway, thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed this, don't forget to like, subscribe. These are my social media handles. I started a second channel because I want to do more lifestyle content, post more about my life and my work. If you don't know, I'm a cinematographer, videographer, video editor. I'm in that industry. I want to document the rest of my 20s, bitch. I'm almost 30 years old. I don't know what the fuck I'm saying. I wanted to post more lifestyle videos of my life and my job and the things that I like. So if you're interested in that, you could go watch it and yeah, subscribe. I'm gonna go now because my mom is back and if she interrupts me, yeah, this video will end. So I'm gonna end it before she does. Bye.